When God gave Joseph a dream, he was 17 years of age. and for me, it's just interesting that it took about 20 years for the dream to be fulfilled. And as a human being, I learned that in most cases, when we hear God promising us something, we want to see it being done quick. We want to see it happening tomorrow. But it took about 20 years for the dream to come into reality. So, what are the dreams that God has given you? That is a question that I want to ask. Where are you at in the process of seeing the dream come to fulfillment? And what are you doing to be ready when the time comes? So it's my encouragement to you that you dreamt something 10 years ago, and it's tricky and challenging that in most cases, he may not specifically say that I've called you into being a preacher to the all nations, and by 2023 you'll open a mega church. And it's also interesting that the steps that he takes us sometimes are not, they don't seem to relate to the call. So see, Joseph is having a dream that members of the family are bowing, and it shows that dream showed some greatness in him. That dream showed that he will come to be a great man at some point. He may be of help to the family members, but see the route that he had to go through to become that great person. They had an attempt to kill him. They later decided to sell him. He went to work at Potiphar's house. He got a false accusation that he tried to sleep with a woman. He was taken to the prison, and from the prison he comes to interpret the king's dream, and he becomes the prime minister. So that process, it literally doesn't seem to be the exact process, but God knows that he's trying to build some things inside your heart. So I am encouraging you, and I'm praying for you that you don't quit. God is building some things inside your heart. It is the perfect tool of God for you to go through some situations. And this is what the Holy Spirit has been teaching me. God's perfect will, at the moment, it may not seem exciting. When Joseph was in the prison, it didn't seem exciting. But you see, he even acquired a leadership position at the prison because God wanted to train him. In that moment of uncomfortability, you need to be able to discern what is God trying to teach you, what muscles He's trying to build in you. And trust me, just stay there. Stay at that moment and that situation that He has allowed you to be, because there is a day you will look back and say, God, thank you for every route, for every way that I went. You see, at the house of Potiphar, it wasn't easy, but I'm sure when Joseph became a prime minister, I would look back and say, God, thank you for the Potiphar's house. Thank you for the prison. Thank you because my brothers wanted to sell me. If they didn't plan to sell me, I literally wouldn't be where I am today. So be encouraged. I pray for you that will be encouraged. Don't lose hope. Don't lose hope. And Genesis chapter 3, Satan comes and asks the woman, and it's interesting how he says, I'll read it from Amplified Version. Can it really be that God has said you shall not eat from any tree of the garden? And that's what Satan does in the most of the times. He comes to us and say, can it be true that God gave you this dream? Can it be true that God has called you to speak to the nation? Can it be true that you're going to be a president? He's trying to discourage you. But please, I want to remind that God honors the promise He makes in our lives more than the way He honors His name. So don't give up. Don't give up. Don't give up on the potential, on the call, and don't dodge the process. God bless you.